cooling right now to keep these brakes cool.
So that's something they can correct on a pit stop, but is the damage done?
Yes, it could be, because it happens in Martinsville when we cook the brakes, and you just don't have the stopping power.
Allgaier soldiering on right now. Again, Justin started this race tonight for us, but runs in the 9th position with this bad braking situation. Let's switch back up front and see if anything's changed. Really not. I mean, Keselowski continues to lead. Harvick has not been able to close that gap, guys, and Keselowski will continue to lead here tonight. He's led most of the way. Kevin Harvick trying to mount a charge. Carl in 3rd. Brad Keselowski continues to lead after 84 of 200 laps. We will tell you that Harvick has not been able to make up any ground, and unfortunately Jason Leffler has made a trip to pit road. And part of the reason for that is NASCAR tells the teams that you have to maintain a minimum speed on the track if you're having issues, and that was a 38.53. We were told this morning Jason was running in the 38.70s, and they knew that continuing problem, if he didn't come in soon and fix it, he was going to go below minimum speed.
Oh yeah, he just had to come and get the thing fixed, and I'm not a quitter. I don't give up on nothing, but right now Jason Leffler's 4 laps down and still sitting on pit road. I'm afraid he's got a tough day ahead of him.
Rusty, our over-the-wall reporter Todd Foster was down there. Let's listen.
All right, guys, we're having to come in here and do a little battery change. We got no voltage, so we're going to do left side tires and put a battery in this thing, try to get him going back again.
Back there they have to get into, right, Rusty? And
a lot of work.
Swap that back out.
Exactly. Got to unbolt all that, slide the battery out. They got quick disconnect electrical hookups. Once they get that battery out, they'll plug it back in.
And it's hot, and you're in a hurry, and you got gloves on. I mean, it's not easy.
Oh, it's not easy. It's not easy at all, and it's a real mess when you got to do this. This is not easy.
Do these guys practice this?
If they don't, they need to, because they've been failing a lot of batteries lately. I'll tell you that. A lot of guys are losing these batteries. These things are so small, the batteries are, that they almost completely rely on the alternator to keep the car going. In my mind, all these teams need to put bigger batteries in these cars, so if they had a problem, it'd go longer.
We appreciate Todd Foster carrying our cameras tonight and giving us that great look at a battery change on Jason Leffler's car. The idea being now that everything will fire up right and he'll be able to get back out at top speed, and he gets this one chance to make that repair, or NASCAR will ask him to park it for the night. He's back on the track right now, Leffler's, but he's 5 laps down. You see Kevin Harvick now. He's run back Keselowski just a little bit, but you know, I know the fans get tired of talking about it, but Ricky, this clean air thing, man, the closer you get, you start losing that downforce. You can't pass the guy. That's what's happening to Harvick.
He's at that point, isn't he, Rusty, where a perfectly balanced car will allow you to catch the leader, like he did, to a certain point, and then it stalls. What's it feel like? Well, again, a perfectly balanced car means you got the same grip in the front as the rear. When you get to this point, you lose the grip in the front and you start to slide up the track. And if we watch Kevin Harvick, he does lose a little more in 1 and 2, runs a little higher line. Brad Keselowski dialed up his crew. He wanted some information on how Harvick was or was not running him down.
Check and see what he was doing into 3. About 75 weak spot. 3 to the center. You pull him all the way down the back, off the corner. I mean, it's right in that little area where the billboard's at. He just gets in deeper than you. But then from around the corner and off, you pull everything back.
So through and off the corner, that appears to be his strong point. And I think that points out what you're talking about with that dirty air.
And he referred to driving in deeper. That's a typical tendency of a driver trying to make up for something he's losing. You just carry a little extra speed in the corner, which compounds the problem.
Yeah, if I'm a little slow, I'll just bomb it down in the corner trying to make it up. A lot of times it doesn't work out. Here's a battle for 9th right now. Justin Allgaier and
Matt DiBenedetto.
I'm glad. Thank you.
I thought I'd do that for you.
Appreciate that.
Matt's a good little shoe, and you know, looking for his opportunity this year, and just trying to do what his veteran teammates have done. Shannon.
All about seat time for Matty D. I'm just going to go ahead and stick with that nickname for him and try instead of trying his last name. He says actually when he goes to the race shop to get seated for the to get fitted for the seat, he'll sit inside the race car just to get comfortable, just to look around and just get comfortable with his surroundings. He is used to cars, obviously. He's been racing for a while, but not the nationwide car. So it's a big deal for him just to get the comfort on the track and inside the car. And it's been a good little race for Matty D here tonight.
Whoa, a little contact back there. Thanks, Shannon. De Benedetto taking over the 9th position. That puts Allgaier back to 10th. And in 11th is that 62 of Brendan Gaughan. The 32 of Reed Sorensen. He is still a lap down, but he is in the Lucky Dog free pass position. So if the caution would come out, he'd be right there ready to get his lap back. And guys, that 00 car again, the 18-year-old Truex.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. One thing I see from Ryan is that he's spending most of his time alone. You know, he's not really racing anyone. He's got his sights set on the finish.
And you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to best his brother. Brothers one-up each other ever, Rusty?
They try to. They want to have the front seat when it comes to Thanksgiving. They want to do the most talking.
Well, Martin, in his first start in the Nationwide Series, that was at Dover in September of 2001, finished 38 and crashed out. Now, it's early, but right now he's got the upper hand on his brother. Mike?
Well, you talk about his brother, you ask him, does he feel the pressure? And he's very honest. He says, absolutely, I feel the pressure, Dave. He knows what his brother's accomplished in this series and in NASCAR in general. But he said he got some great advice from Martin this week. Martin told him, guess what? Just finish the race. And that seems like that's the approach tonight. Not necessarily being aggressive or conservative, but not being overly aggressive to the point where he's endangering that race car either.
And how hard is that when you're 18 and you're in a NASCAR race?
Listen, it's the hardest thing in the world to teach a young driver. They want to go. They want it all right now. It's something you have to acquire at a place like Darlington. What do? We race the track all night long. Even as veterans, he's doing it. He's doing it tonight perfect. He's focused on racing the track and not racing the competitors.
I don't know about that. You raced Kurt Busch pretty hard that last lap at Darlington when you said that. But I saw you guys wrecking and sliding. You won the thing. You didn't race no track then.
But if there were another lap, the third place guy would have won.
Okay.
Here's our third place guy tonight, Carl Edwards. And in relation to our leader right now, he's got a little bit of ground to make up. Carl does. Again, he's trying to chase down the 22 of Keselowski for the championship. But he's got to make up some ground on the track first. Here's Carl's position and find out where Brad is. Way up there. That's actually not too far. We'll watch Carl's progress. He'll have to get through Harvick before he can get to our leader, Brad Keselowski. That was nice, boys. Back at the Illinois Missouri Dodge Dealers 250, Brad Keselowski is still our leader, being chased by Kevin Harvick and Carl Edwards. And Josh Wise has been one of the biggest movers, up 18 spots in the 7 car, up to the 16th position, 7 car for Junior Motorsports. Colin Braun still your highest running rookie. You know, guys, we've had somebody close to home here, our in-race reporter Brad Coleman, who's had some issues. We've had guys with ignition problems already tonight. Doc, something electrical with the 18?
Well, Brad had run all the way back up into the top 10, Dave, and the car seemed to be running really, really well until he said it started to sputter. Listen in, this is what he had to say.
Something's wrong with the motor. It just sputtered big time. It sounded like I hit the chip. It's gone, man. Something's wrong. Both boxes hit the chip. It's 7, but it's not the chip. Voltmeter's fine. Oh, voltmeter's gone. Okay, switch to battery 2. Seems better. It's not better. Voltage light is on. It's at 10 volts. And I just feel down on power. It has no top end. Okay, turn all your fans off. And make sure you shut your AC unit off. That thing might be shorting out here on you.
Well, that was the issue, and he started fading back in the field all the way to 15th position. They went to the backup ignition, didn't do a lot. You heard a moment ago they were trying to go to a different battery, and Brad was trying to turn the clicks to get it to the backup battery. When he finally got enough clicks turned over to switch batteries, the power came back, and now Brad Coleman has driven the car back under full power to 12th position.
So if there's a problem with the alternator, it's a matter of time, right? And if it's going to show up, you're diagnosing this problem, it's going to show up on top RPM, the very highest RPM. That's where it will start to fail and get progressively worse. So it'll start to skip getting in the corner like a rev limiter would act, and then it'll work its way all the way back to the beginning of the corner or the beginning of the exit.
Brad Coleman runs in 12th position right now. Let's get you caught up to speed on our top 10. Dr. Punch.
And Brad Keselowski, our leader here, also the points leader for the NASCAR Nationwide Series. He's had a very good race car. The car has been a little bit free in 3 and 4, but been good down in 1 and 2. But now even that is going away. So the car will just not hold the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. They're planning their next pit stop in about 15 laps. Shannon.
Doc, the first half of this race has been very strong for Kevin Harvick in that number 33 car. He says the car started off very similar to how he's truck raced earlier today. And we all know the